Yeah, so today when we walk into the Xoxoday offices, it's quite a small empire by itself. There are a lot of people always hustling. There are international calls, there are global clients walking into offices. That's quite a sight. But I'm curious to know about the early days. Was it always like this? Of course, 0 to 1 is always hard. How was your early days like?
Yeah, so early days were like a roller coaster ride. I mean, every day was different. Every day had its ups and downs. And the days are not so different even today, because as you scale, your problems become different. Uh, but let me start recalling right from the time when I first met my first co-founder, which is Sumit Khandelwal. This is way back in 2012. We met in January in Costa Coffee in Indiranagar, Bangalore. And that was just a regular chit chat, knowing each other. That was our first meeting. We never knew each other before this. We came together through a very close friend of common friend of me and Sumit. His name is Gokul. So Gokul and I used to work together. And then Gokul and Sumit were working together at Metro Cash and Carry when Gokul left Manipal. So uh, Sumit was discussing that, hey, Gokul, I have some ideas and I want to start something of my own. Would you like to be my co founder? And that is when Gokul told that, hey, I am not a person who is really keen to start a business myself. I want to uh, be, I want to continue as an employee. But I know a very good friend of mine, he comes from a business background. He might be very keen to maybe start with you. And that is how Gokul connected me and Sumit, and that is how we met in 2012 in January. And after that, we discussed a couple of ideas into private labels, into e-commerce, um, and we discussed these ideas for almost like 3 months. And finally, we finalized an idea on group gifting. This is way back in April 2012, and that is when we registered the company. We registered the company by the name Enreach Online Services Private Limited. The idea was Enreach, which is like reaching n number of people through the company. And that was the registered company name, because when you register the companies in India, you need to have a uh, company for registration. But we never planned to have that as a brand name. So we kept on thinking what should be the brand name, and we took few more months to finalize the brand name. And the brand name happened when I and my wife, we were having dinner, and she came up with this cool word. I never knew about that word in my life. I never heard of that word. She told me about this word XOXO, and this was my first encounter with this word XOXO. Uh, she told me that, you never heard XOXO. I told, no, I never heard XOXO. And this is somewhere around May 2012. And before that, we were trying to get a right name for the company from our friends and family. We did a survey monkey sort of a name ideation from multiple people. We got almost like 100 plus names, but XOXO is something which really clicked, not only with me but my but Sumit and multiple other people, that yes, this is cool, this is young, and this can carry. I mean, it's little hard to pronounce, but it can carry. And then when we started looking for xoxo.com, etc., to register, we found that there is a very large apparel company by the name XOXO, and that was a disaster. So then we were back to the drawing board, and then we thought that, hey, XOXO is cool, but we can't take XOXO because it is already trademarked. So then we started thinking that okay, can we do something which still has XOXO but can have some suffix or prefix. And since our initial idea was around group gifting, we finalized this word gift XOXO. So having the word XOXO but still having the meaning gift, which we originally started with. So the original idea of our company was group gifting. Now let me spend say a few minutes on group gifting as a concept. Uh, Group gifting is basically uh, a, s- a group of friends or families joining together to give a larger gift. So when you give a gift during a birthday or a baby shower or a wedding, etc., the typical concept is that few people will join together and give that gift.
Okay.
And the person who receives that gift gets a better value, because when few people join together, the budget is larger and you can give a better gift. And the reason we also went with that concept was because there were two companies which emerged in 2012 in group gifting, and one of them was started by Facebook itself. So that was a big testimony that yes, I think there is a big market out there in group gifting. And we were those very early young entrepreneurs, and we built some very big Excel sheets, millions of dollars of revenue plans just with this group gifting. And then we got started in May 2012. We used a third party company which is a good friend of mine, who was doing a software services company. And then we asked him that can you help us with the initial mobile app and website. Mobile apps were very very early days during 2012. Not many companies used to do mobile apps, so we were just doing largely focused upon the web, and then later planned the mobile app. And we took his help. We launched the MVP website somewhere around June 2012. Just took a month. We started. Tried hard to get the customers, etc., etc. But within 3-4 months, we realized that the idea looked great on paper, but when the rubber hit the road, that is when we realized that there are no takers. People found it very tough to kind of evangelize the entire concept of building that group on a website and then gifting. It was very cumbersome. And even Facebook, who was doing it, did not find any takers, even despite even with the fact that Facebook was so very big that time. So we were finding it very hard to meet the ends with this group gifting concept. So but somehow we had to click the revenues, because we both came from that typical Marwadi background in India. And the only thing which we learned from our businesses was that you have to have revenue from day one. So we were very restless to have revenue. And that is when we started dabbling into a couple of other adjoining ideas. And that is when we also met a great guy by the name John Kurvila, who was one of the early founding members with Air Deccan, and also had multiple startup experience. And we were just talking to him that we are struggling to get revenue with this great idea, but the idea is just looking like a glorified idea. It is not really like a revenue idea. And that is when he suggested us something that, guys, you are already doing something in gifting, why don't you start doing some corporate gifting into the B2B space. And every corporate needs some sort of gifting, and you might click some revenue right from day one. And you guys should be able to find those corporates, because you all come from that corporate background. You are not freshers out of college, you have worked in companies, so you will have your network, so you start selling to them and maybe start clicking the revenues. So that clicked between both of us, and then we quickly started corporate gifting. And the world of corporate gifting is like, corporates can ask you anything. So initially, the first order, if I remember it right, was an order of 25 t-shirts with the logo for a very small company based out of Indranagar. That was our first order. We took that order. We did the branding with the help of a third party company, and then we shipped it, and that was our first revenue as well. I think it was around 50,000 rupees. And from that we started going little more aggressive into this corporate gifting. We started talking to our friends and families and our previous employers. So I started talking to Flipkart, Manipal, Yahoo, etc. Sumit started with his previous companies like Metro Cash and Carry, Wipro Consumer Care, Hexaware, and so on. And luckily we got almost all of them as clients. And then we spoke to our other friends, alumni, etc., through which we added more clients. So we started adding clients, and then yeah, that was the very early days of our journey. I'm talking about the first 6 to 8 months. The other thing which happened during the early days was we were both looking for a hardcore engineering co-founder, because we never wanted to outsource engineering for a long term. And that is when we met Abhishek. That was somewhere around August or September 2012. Again, we did not know Abhishek, but Abhishek happens from the same place where Sumit is from, which is Jamshedpur. They are both from the same place, and they connected with each other again through through some connection from Jamshedpur. And we met Abhishek. Abhishek was doing another startup those days, which was by the name Evening Flavors. Evening Flavors was like a present day Zomato or Swiggy. Um and he was facing issues again in scaling up Evening Flavors. His other co-founder was not really ready to kind of take it forward because they did not have the right funds. So that is when Abhishek kind of left his previous company and joined hands with us. He was the third co-founder with us. And finally, Kushal, who is the youngest of the co-founders, he was doing an internship under me when I was with Flipkart. And he was in his final years at Wellinger. He was doing MBA, and that is when he told that uh, I love working with you, and since you are leaving Flipkart and starting this company, can I join hands with you? And since we already wanted more and more people to join us, we told him that yes, why not? I mean, you are a great guy and a young blood. Join us. So come on. So, and that is when he joined us somewhere around. I don't remember it clearly. Maybe somewhere around November or December 2012. I left Flipkart full time in August 2012. Sumit had already left his job way back in January 2012 because he wanted to take a break. He really wanted to think through ideas and then get started. Um, Abhishek had some financial constraints, so he left his other startup again somewhere around December 2012. But he was helping us here and there part time for the early few months. So yeah, I mean, somewhere around November, December 2012, four of us, myself, Abhishek, Sumit, and Kushal, we were completely full time into this company, Gift XOXO, which is what we used to call it those days. And we were all full in for this big journey which we are living today.